Even if you decide I can't vote for that guy, but you're voting for somebody else, you must turn it over to vote no. I and Alicia are united in this to protect your neighborhood, to protect your home, which is everything, your small business, and we must do this together. In fact, people have said, Curtis, how can we work with the majority Democratic City Council, now led by Adrian Adams? We actually are all in agreement with Republicans and Democrats in the City Council. Bob Holden, with Adrian Adams, and all the Democrats, even the progressives. So this is what we got to do. Please, for your own families, your own neighbors, you must vote no, because that language sounds good. If you just read the language for the first time, it says, do you want affordable housing? Vote yes. Who's going to vote no if they just see that? They're going to vote yes without realizing the consequences. So please, come together, educate people, make sure they vote, but make sure they understand what those ballots and initiatives are. And please, drive home the point to Democrats, independents, and those who maybe don't know much about this issue. Homeowners, it's imperative. But tenants, it's imperative. People who live in public housing, it's imperative. Once the air is toxic, everybody got to inhale that air, everybody got to exhale that air. Billionaires or people who are living in the streets or in the parks. It will be a killer to so many. And only us, we can stop. We can stop. Thank you.
Their parents are big-time liberals, but they are...
Well, that's quite all right. You can even be a supporter of Zoran Mandam. You must vote no.
Yes.
Yeah. These are men and women who get no recognition, no attention, and the police department uses them to fill in gaps because they wear what looks like a very similar police uniform, especially for parades, festivals, and all that, because they don't have enough police to cover. I've never seen recognition from them. I never see attention given to them. They have to buy their own uniforms, from what I understand.
We get a $425 uniform allowance every December if you got your hours.
Exactly. And the point is that they're already operating out of pocket. The least we can do is get them the best and make sure that they're fully protected. Because remember, when they're out in the streets, if I'm a thug and I just committed an armed robbery and I see a man or a woman dressed in a police uniform, I don't know if they were an auxiliary or a cop unless they look real close to the pattern. They are risking their lives every time they go out into the street. Our city has never given them their due recognition, and I speak as somebody, the head of a volunteer organization where they used to lock us up the first 13 years, so I know how bad it can be. But you know, I'm going to be out today.
Also, there is no, right now we're fighting over 20 years to make it a Class C felony to attacking an auxiliary police officer on June. I know there's nothing to protect them. So as mayor, I hope you support
immunity. It's a term that most people don't understand. 2021, the city council took away the insurance from only police, part of the 320,000 civil servants who are protected by qualified immunity. Side note, as you know, then Governor Cuomo was sued by 13 women for sexual harassment. As the Democratic controller Tom DiNapoli recently told us, we've had to shell out $60 million in settlements. Why? Because the governor at that time was covered by qualified immunity. Why did the police have to go out there without any insurance provided by the taxpayers? That's the first group we would probably voluntarily insure, and that inhibits them from getting involved. They can be personally sued, absolutely. We fight to do that. But Eric Adams, the guy who, hey, I was a cop for 23 years, he did nothing to stop that.
So I have a question. So if we all vote no to these propositions on the back of the ballot, we put a stop to decide the X line, because it seems like that's why they really want that train built, so they can build up these areas and put in housing and take away, come in and, like you said, you just come in and take a one-family house and make it a four. So if there's a proposition all voted against, would that to go down that process of the train line?
Well, unfortunately, if you look at what's happening to co-op and condo owners, it's called Local 97, everything has to be electrified.
Right.
That would be a price too costly to pay, because most of our energy is provided by natural gas, not electricity. Electricity rates have already skyrocketed because Cuomo took Indian Point offline. It was 25% of our electricity. So if everything has to be electrified, new buildings.
Right.
My idea for affordable housing, it's pretty simple, where we're going to have affordable housing. If you look at Manhattan, you have 25 Empire State Buildings empty, full of space that will no longer be used for office space. So you retrofit them to a